Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hotel Dropout. Today, I will be joined by Bernard and Dan, and we will be doing 36 questions to fall in love. So, we want to see if the two of them are compatible or would they fall in love after these questions. If you'd like to support us, you can check
Yeah.
us out on Patreon or leave a like and subscribe. Okay, you guys ready?
That sounded so corporate.
Before we get into it, like,
That was the idea.
before we get
It was
into
good.
it, have you guys done this with your partners?
I don't
No,
think so.
but it would be an interesting thing to do, I guess.
Right?
What if it turns out like you're completely not compatible? You're like, oh no.
I'm sorry, but science says we should split up.
No, I think
Goodbye.
It's not me, it's not you, it's science. It's just the science.
I think the idea is that so after you've answered all these questions, just based on because they're very open ended, and based on what you say, uh,
You break up.
kind of, I guess, but it'll the idea is to show the other person that what kind of a person you are, and potentially you'd fall in love with that, or maybe you find out that you don't fall in love with that.
Imagine
Well,
sitting in front of your partner with a clipboard and a pencil and like waving your head like, this is good.
No, that's so intense.
no, but
Okay.
damn, I wanted to say something, but
Sorry, I interrupted.
oh yeah, what I wanted to say was I must be honest. I'm with my partner because I think she's a wonderful person. Like it was her person that really attracted me to her.
Like you said, I must be honest. Like you're going to say something unexpected, but aren't everyone at least think they are with their partner because of that?
I think Bernard's implying that the both
Ooh.
of us don't really be with a partner because they're good, and so that he's the exception out of the three of us.
Yes.
We just like our
Typical
evil.
Bernard.
Yeah, we like our
Of
evil
course.
partners.
I see you outwitted me, outwitting you.
Oh my goodness! All right.
No, but what I you see, Dan, you would think that would be the case, right? But I know some people who are more attracted to the physical aspects of their partner, but it's kind
You're
of
referring to me answering those other questions in the other podcast with very shallow
no.
answers like waste and.
No.
You're right.
That's not what I said. That's not what I meant. I mean, like other people not present here.
But I
Yeah,
mean,
and
some level
it's all right. As long as it works for them, right?
does your partner
Well, yeah.
like you for your looks or personality? I'm guessing personality.
Well,
My
I
God.
don't have a lot of looks.
Jamie.
No, that was mean. I'm sorry. I'll take it back. Okay, should we start with the
I could
questions?
hear you smiling while saying the last thing.
No, wait,
It's all right,
really?
Jamie. I know.
Yeah.
I know what I look like. You don't have to soften.
No,
the
come on.
blow.
Okay, no, you're punishing me. Okay, that makes me feel bad.
Now I'm guilt tripping you.
Okay.
Oh no, manipulation.
Abuser.
Oh, red flag.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, let's start. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
My partner.
Ugh. Okay, yeah. Dan?
Well, are we talking about this in the context of between me and Bernard?
No.
No, just generally. Just answer the question.
Yeah,
and
pretend
see
you
if you're
guys are on a
comfortable.
date and then you're being asked these questions.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm
imagine
on a
I
date.
asked you that. Yeah. So imagine. Yeah.
The person I'm dating.
Exactly.
But to be honest, in the beginning, I was thinking about like famous people or people that are already dead that would be interesting to talk to.
I think that's the
should say
idea.
it. Don't try to woo me. You know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah.
No, but
just be honest with your answer.
I imagine dead people are included as well. Could be anybody.
No, that's how I understood the question.
Yeah, and for me, regardless of whoever I can choose, I'd still choose my partner. She's my favorite person.
I would choose a famous person because then it would be cool to find out something. Imagine bringing up someone from the dead and asking something that no one knows, and then it would be cool to talk about this with my partner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would
If
be
my
cool.
partner would choose me instead of, I don't know, Hitler or something, I would say, what? We can have dinner anytime. Why?
Okay, come on, but who would it be? Who would it be?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Let me think. Oh, Tesla. I mean, like,
Nikola
Nikola
Tesla?
Tesla.
yeah,
And then,
exactly.
oh, okay, potential trigger warning, and then you can ask him. So, are you Croatian or Serbian?
Oh my god.
Oh shit! Balkan people, please do not comment. We don't want to start a war comment
With every
section.
episode, we're just burning bridges, man.
Not very peacekeepy.
Okay.
No, not really. Yeah.
Right, second question. Would you
I
like
guess
to be famous, and in what way?
no.
Yes.
Okay.
In a way of either doing something great technology or science wise or business wise.
Oh.
I don't like being famous because I prefer a quiet, unbothered life. Due to my employment, I know what it is like to be the center of attention. It's very annoying. I hate it. A quiet life for me, please.
You know what? I'm gonna answer the
guess-
questions as well. It's fun.
Yeah, go for it. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, but
No.
So
Dan
first
was
of all,
finished.
Jamie.
Be silent. Questionnaire.
Silence.
Okay, Jamie, go ahead with the first one then.
Yeah, as well. You have to answer
Choice
the
of
first one.
anyone in the world. Who would I want to have a dinner guest? Marcus Aurelius. And
Oh, that's a good one.
because I feel like he'd be very easy to
It's
please.
the Roman Empire.
Yeah, but he
Ah.
would be frugal. You don't have to have like complex dinner. You don't need to set up anything fancy because he's supposed to be stoic. Right.
Yeah, but you're not there to try to impress them, though. You're there to have like, all right, we're two humans, and now we're just gonna have a heart to heart.
I feel like with
know?
Marcus, we're already on a first name
Are
basis.
they willing to talk to you, or are they like in their character, or are they somehow magically
I would
want to
assume
talk to
like,
you?
yeah, I would assume it's more like they understand the context of the conversation, and they're there to just like have their last chance to just be honest, be genuine, be authentic, be them. You know,
I feel like
Yeah.
the
without
question.
trying to put a character.
I feel like the question implies that you're hosting some kind of a dinner party because it seems like, oh, it's a dinner consisting of multiple people and
Really?
you invite like a guest. I don't know. That's how I interpret the question because I feel like
I interpret the question that it's
because
like a one-on-one dinner where you can just be, where it's like just the two of you, and it's like you can just be authentic with each other.
oh, I think that's more likely. Yeah. All right. Would I want to be famous in what way? Uh, uh, yes, but in the way that nobody knows who I am. So kind of like
Sneaky,
Banksy.
witty.
Yeah.
like it.
That's outwitting the question.
No. It's a
Yeah.
You're
legit.
thinking both worlds.
No, but it's a
Jamie is
legit
like,
way.
oh, you know what? I want to answer the questions as well, and he pulls out a list of answers already, really thought through.
No, but you're supposed to like not think too much about it. You need to be
Yeah.
instinctive. All right. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you're going to say and why?
Yes, but it depends. Well, yes and no. Depends on the context. Like if it's a job related thing, which is important that I like maybe a telephone interview, then of course there's something on the line. So yes, I do prepare. And on other times, air vinegar or maybe less prepared, because like
You want
air
vinegar?
vinegar. I don't know
Is
why,
that
but
German?
it just came out in German. Yeah,
All right.
yeah. I don't know why.
Whenever
Anyway,
you say that,
Just say it.
okay. Yeah, go on.
yeah. Anyway, it's For example, if I stay up late and it's 3 a.m. and I send my friend a random voice message, I don't really think about what I want to say. I just start hitting the record button and then I just yap for like half an
And then like,
hour. Basically, yes. And then they'll be like, the next day they'll just write like, what the fuck?
3 minutes of and then actually 10 seconds of the information.
Yeah. But
You know what?
yeah.
To answer the question, so I don't rehearse the phone calls. Maybe I think I did when I was younger, when I was pretty much a child. In the beginning, I was afraid of making phone calls.
No, that's
But
so
now
adorable.
I started to
May I
think
ask
about it
why?
more.
Now,
Let me
now
just
phone
finish.
calls are afraid of
Oh,
you.
sorry. Let him
But
finish.
I understood that you know what I do when I record audio messages. I try my best to make it faster without all the and all of that. And if
Mhm.
I don't like how it's turning out, I cancel it and then I do it again.
Oh,
To
I
be
do
more
that too.
efficient so you don't waste people's time.
Because I like sending voice messages because it's easier for me like that.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I completely understand people that don't like receiving them since sometimes they're hard to listen to.
Mhm. And also, did you know on WhatsApp there's this new AI feature where you, for the recipient of the voice message, you can transcribe the voice message into
Mm-hmm.
text?
Yeah, I really like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. iPhones do that too when you send it on iMessage, and I wish Telegram would do it for free. You have to get the premium thing.
What?
Wait, what? You have to
I didn't
pay?
know.
Yeah,
Huh.
That's such
40
Interesting.
bucks
bullshit.
per year. Well,
40 bucks per year.
it's not only for that, but yeah.
Damn.
Wow, they must be really confident with their user base, seeing that their
I have some
competition
friends
gives it out
that
for
have
free.
the premium.
Yeah, I mean, like you it's like fishing, you just throw the line out and see who bites.
That's such
Yeah.
bullshit, man. All right. Do I rehearse? I don't think I've ever rehearsed anything I say before a telephone call. I think the only time I did it was when I was young and before calling a classmate that I had a crush on. That's when I rehearsed what
Ah,
I had to say, and I had to
the
be
stakes were high.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
was always trying to impress them and just being humorous, making them laugh. And I always end up just being friends with them. I get friend zoned. Um, but yeah, that was the only time. Okay.
I feel you.
What would constitute a perfect day for you?
I eat well. I wake up on the right side of bed. I have a nice hot shower. I don't have to make my coffee with tap tap warm water in the toilet where somebody's taking a shit right next to me. uh, uh, no mosquitoes biting me. I get to hug my favorite person. Um, I mean, and typical male ignorance. A blowy is also very welcome.
But like,
Something like that.
Oh, yeah, true.
huh?
Crap.
But I'm
Oh,
thinking,
and
For me,
I get a personal project done. That would be very nice as well.
oh.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So for me, it would be I will wake up. I have a day that is free, and not much is planned. Maybe like one plan per day, and then everything else I just win it. Like if I want this for
Yeah.
breakfast, I do it, and then it's all
Yes.
chill, relaxed. We don't. I get up pretty early, so I like not sleeping in too long, not to
Mhm,
waste the day.
mhm,
Uh, Yeah, a chill day where I maybe have one plan that I'm waiting for, but the
mm,
rest of the day, I can just do whatever I want. Yeah, that's my
mm.
perfect day.
Hmm.
Sounds
Uh,
amazing, actually.
for me, I need to have. I need to for a perfect day. I need to have worked out, cooked something for myself, read,
Mhm,
and spend at least 6 hours on my creative personal project. And I need to have like something social with my dear friends or family or whoever, like some kind
So
of
true.
human interaction. But other than that, I
Mm.
don't want any human interaction. Like I need to just concentrate all those socializing into one block of time, maybe like at nighttime.
Mhm.
And that's it. Yeah.
I forgot to join in with Bernard actually when you said it, and the cherry on top would be some really nice sex, maybe after a couple of days of not having it.
Yeah. But
Yes.
why
But I
specifically
was thinking
after?
that
Why
yeah.
is it like when you're thirsty and then the first drop of water feels way more refreshing? Yeah,
Exactly.
But I was thinking that is this like a perfect day, kind of like, oh, the kind of day you want to have every day? And it's I
Oh, good
thought,
question. That's what I thought about it. When Bernard said about the blowjob, I thought if it's every day, it might get a bit repetitive. And like, no,
yeah.
stop, please. Torture
Oh,
for
that
heaven.
I was not expecting that big of a reaction. Yeah, did you know? I heard some celebrity claim that there's a study that says men need to ejaculate 21 days out of a month to minimize the risk of testicular cancer.
Oh yeah, yeah, I heard that too.
That much?
That's a
So
lot,
ladies out
yeah.
there and guys who like guys out there, uh, save help save your man.
But that's
Do
like
your
5 days a
part. Help.
week.
It's every other day, right?
Yeah, it's quite a lot. It's like 4 days a week or something like that.
5 days a week would be
Mm-hmm.
would
That's
Well,
insane though.
is
That's
it
like a
five?
lot.
5 days
I
a week would
divided
be
30 by 21, and it gave me 1.42. I would assume that
That's
means,
like one and a
I,
half
I,
up a day.
yeah. So I mean, it means like one day you have it, in one day you don't, and then one day you have it, right? Does it
Something
give?
like that, yeah.
No,
yeah.
that's 15 per month. I think I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think so if if you ejaculate 5 days a week, that would be 20 days a month. So that would be close.
And then you would have to do one extra every month.
Basically, you need to
Or
ejaculate every
every
day you
second week.
work,
What
man.
a fucking chore! I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
A
That's a
bit.
And
full-time
at some
job.
point, like it gets repetitive, no?
Yeah,
Unless
if
you're
it's on
like
a
always
schedule like
spicing it
a
up
factory
somehow.
worker, it kind of already starts to lose its charm for me.
I think
Yeah.
it would be more important for older men. I think when you're young, it should be fine. But I don't know. I feel like I would you wouldn't you ejaculate less when you're older? Uh
I guess so.
Yeah. Would you also not like get a potential risk of a heart attack?
It
How
depends.
old are
When
we?
I
I
was thinking that someone on a Reddit forum was complaining that the troubles of having a really big penis was that
Oh no.
he gets he feels like he's about to faint every time he has an erection because so much blood
oh
rushes
the
down.
blood,
It's
yeah.
like
Yeah.
another person appears in his pants, right?
I certainly cannot relate.
Blood volume wise.
All right. Wait. Okay. The tangent again. We'll come back to the question. Okay.
Wink,
When did
winky.
you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
in
Maybe yesterday or
in the
before
car ride,
yesterday. Exactly, in the car,
yeah,
singing along my
last Tuesday.
favorite songs.
Huh. For me, I think last week, which is insane because I used to love to sing. Hmm.
Why used to? What happened now?
I used to
Did
love
some
myself.
bastard say something mean?
No, no. I don't
Do
know.
we do we need to go deal with somebody?
No, I should sing more. Okay. If you were able to
No,
live
you
to
shouldn't.
the
You should do whatever you want to do. Follow your heart's desire, Jamie.
true.
Yes.
If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the body of or mind of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which one would you want?
Oh shit.
That's a difficult one. They're both important. Because like,
yeah,
can you imagine you're healthy mentally, and then but your body is failing you. You're like a prisoner in
yeah,
your own body.
yeah,
But then
and
again, if you're
but then
healthy
you'd be a
physically,
healthy vegetable.
yeah, it's also still like a burden for everybody around
I feel
you.
like in any
I
way,
hate
it's
that.
actually pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I have to choose, if maybe a body, might as well not realize you're
You
losing
know
like.
what? Actually, no. I think I like to keep the mind, because then at the point where I realize like I'm starting to struggle wiping my own ass, I'm gonna have a
Mhm.
sit down with all the people I care about, like who's still alive, and then I'm gonna have a say like, all right, guys, it's coming to that point where I do not want to stick around anymore. I'm still mentally here, so I know what I'm saying. I know it might not be easy for you, but this is a selfish decision, and I would like to go because I
And
can
then they're like,
feel myself breaking down.
I mean, I'll give
and
you an
they
example.
grab you, they put you in this restraint jacket, like, oh my
No!
god, no, he lost his mind, and then you live in your frailing body in a mental
No!
asylum for 50 years more.
I mean, if you
Two
were
plus two is four minus one is three. Quick math. I'm still here.
Trick
Every day is
question.
top trees.
if you retain your mind of a 30-year-old, you're basically Bernie Sanders. If you retain your body, I don't know who. I don't know if that's possible. I don't think I've seen anyone like that. But so
Was
I
there
think
this
yeah,
actor?
keeping no the Bernie Sanders, the U.S. Senator. You know
No, no, no,
the
no,
Uh,
no. There's this actor that is
oh
like 60, but he looks like 30.
oh, there's so many of
mm,
them.
I don't remember what's his name. Sorry, I
Yeah.
interrupted.
The
no, it's all right.
that reminded me of a very a messed up thing where in the 70s the Batman show was a hit, and I was watching this documentary on the actor for Robin, that back in those days when there were no significant labor protection, he was, I think he was offered to inject something to shrink his testicle size, because he's always, Robin, right? He's wearing briefs, basically. His legs are exposed.
Mhm.
He's wearing briefs. And the audience at the time were very conservative. They didn't want to see a bulge. And he was offered to take some kind of injection to feminize him,
Oh,
feminize him
why?
chemically. And,
Damn.
and as a result, I think his genitals have shrunken. But I guess this is a trade-off. Like he just appears more feminine, and thereby like a lot more youthful than his age would appear.
Ah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I guess transgenderism is the solution if you want to stay young. Uh no, wait, okay, no, that's a terrible thing to say. Okay, do you have a secret hunch about how you will die?
Oh,
High blood pressure.
probably a heart attack.
For me, uh an accident, I think.
Wait, I have a question. How is this? Uh, okay, maybe I was going to ask, how is it showing your partner? Are you compatible or not?
Yeah, yeah. I guess if you're saying like, oh, I'm
Oh,
probably gonna
I'll probably
OD
drive my
OD on
car
that.
off a bridge.
yeah,
And
yeah, I think I'm gonna jump in front of a train.
I guess maybe this is like for people to get to know each other, and since we kind of already know each other quite well, so it doesn't really do much. Anyway, oh my goodness,
No, I think it's fun
no,
though.
no,
Like I'd like to continue,
okay, well
but it's just
yeah.
like
we have 6 minutes left, and we're still on question
what?
number
Oh no.
7. We're still
What
on
do you mean
Well,
6 minutes left?
yes, half an hour. Okay, we only had half an hour. Okay, name 3 things you and
No,
your
no, no. Let's not stop. I'm enjoying this.
okay, fine. Uh,
Yeah.
Continue, my peasants.
okay, name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common.
The
Okay, so in this
willingness
case, it would be
to
the
come to
both of you.
compromises.
Wait, is this what I
Shit.
would like my partner to have in
No.
common,
In
or
this
like
hypothetical
I?
case, it's you and Dan.
Oh, it's me between me and Bernard.
Oh, me and Dan,
Yeah.
and Jamie.
Yes, and Jamie. What?
Yes.
All three?
Oh,
Oh,
this is a
Oh,
throuple.
this is a three-way.
Um,
All right.
you can
I guess
start,
each
maybe.
of us have to say something because it's three things and it's
Just name
three
one thing
people.
each, then. Okay, I'll start.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Uh, I think all three of us are kind, like
That's what I had in
fundamentally
mind.
kind.
Hmm. I think all three of us, if we know that, I guess this is kind of like in the same direction of kind, but I think it's more than just that. I think it includes loyalty, the willingness to help and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to get is that I think if we know that either of us would need help, we would be willing to sacrifice like personal comfort and stuff to help each other.
What
You know what
are
I
you
mean?
talking about?
Like
No,
selfless.
I'm joking.
like
I'm going to add
yeah.
then, because kindness and all that. Kindness was the first thing that came to my mind, but I'm going to try to name something else. Not sure if it's something in common, but if you can call it this trait. But I feel like I really like our balance that um, we can have these silly, shallow, fun conversations, but at the same time, we can also have serious, meaningful, and deep conversations. Because I realized recently that, for example, in the group of my friends that are here, at one point I felt like we maybe all came down to just having all the time these shallow, fun conversations, but I felt like we were not open enough to each other.
Yes,
Maybe this is our fair trait. We're really open to
yeah.
people, to each other.
That's something I read about. Like there was it was an interview with these guys where they were talking about how among men, maybe like not so much in a European culture, but certainly in the American culture where there's a lot of competition and straight men, even between friends, fear to get into something too vulnerable. So whenever they talk about something that potentially needs you to be vulnerable, they start to joke, they laugh it off, they make it something funny and thereby like deflecting it. So in the end, they're always just kind of like when they're with their friends, they're always just joking, kind of just, pushing things off and making fun of stuff. And
Mm,
that contributes to a certain level of loneliness, and that's why like I think the psychotherapist, like she was trying to explain that that's why a lot of men nowadays kind of put this pressure on their girlfriends or wives to be their friends as well, like to be the person that they open up to. And she was saying that, because it was a conversation about divorces, and it's this theme that in today's world we seem to expect everything from our partner, to be our sexual partner, to be our, friend. There's we need so much from them, as opposed to like just, diversifying your needs as a person. You could be vulnerable with your friends. You could talk to your family about stuff, and not put so much pressure on your wife or girlfriends or boyfriends.
Yeah, that's why I only need her for blowies.
Oh my
You know
god.
what I thought? Isn't that when you said that putting out so much pressure on my partner because I'm basically being too
Deprived of
open
it.
to her? It,
No,
for me, it felt a bit weird because for me, it feels like it's important to be open to your partner. It's important to be able to
Open up, yeah.
be vulnerable and open up. Yeah,
I
that's why
think I think
that
the
sounded a bit weird for me.
oh, I
I think
understand
you
your question.
misunderstood a little bit.
No, I think
Yeah.
the psychotherapist, like she was trying to get to the point that in the olden days where a young boy would often grow up in a community of older men and other boys of their age, so they have that kind of fraternity, and so there are things that maybe it's things that people of the same gender can relate. So if you have some kind of, the kind of vulnerable things you would talk to your wife would be different than the kind of like the maybe, you know, if you want to talk about insecurities, and there's some stuff that you don't want to necessarily share with your loved ones because it's something that is touchy, uh and then you kind of want to have that conversation with your male friends because they wouldn't judge you since they're not your partner, they're not romantically
They're
responsible for
judging.
you.
They're just not saying it.
Yeah, but maybe you need them to judge you from
You're
an
judging, you
outside
just don't
point of
care.
view.
Yeah.
Anyway, wait, we should get back to the questions.
No,
Uh,
no, hold on.
mm,
But I have to support what Dan said. Like without the bullshit aside. Like no, I mean bullshit aside.
Well, bullshit.
I think you have to be able to share with your partner. You have to be able to trust that they are not gonna make fun of you for being open with them, because there should be that mutual respect and understanding and sympathy and empathy for each other.
yeah,
And
I agree with that.
I don't know about you, but like I think your partner should be there to both celebrate the good times and support you in the hard times, and that it should be reciprocated. Oh fuck. Fake words
Reciprocated.
so good. Yeah, that's
Reciprocated. Yeah, I think the
yeah.
point that they were
CPR.
trying to make is that uh people, men especially, don't usually get, you know, vulnerable with other men the same way that women can with their own other
Mhm.
female friends. I think that's the point,
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And
right?
then
I
and that
agree.
they're offloading all of that onto their partners. Yeah. I get it.
Exactly. So
Yeah, and it's not like a healthy amount. It's more like a, hey, you're my therapist now amount,
Dumb
which is
and
yeah,
which is
really.
not what they signed up for. Yeah.
and personally, I don't think that it is inherently a problem because I've seen people make it work. But the issue comes is that when they, you know, for some reason, if they do break up, then you've not only lost your romantic partner, you've also lost the kind of like your best friend in life, and then you're kind of left alone because you don't really talk to your guy friends about this, if you know what I mean. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, that sounds to me like a you problem.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's just because I'm gay. I guess because me with my gay.
No, I'm not. I don't mean that
Yeah, yeah.
literally. I
No.
was just
I
yeah.
wasn't responding to. Uh,
Yeah.
I just mean that, you know, as a gay person, it would be easier for me to do this with my other, you know, guy friends. So I cannot
I also think
necessarily.
it's. I also
Mm,
think it's also because of the fear that if you let yourself be vulnerable to other guys, they might
yeah,
judge you for not being masculine enough. Like, because there's this trait, or there's this like toxic masculinity thing where like if you are upset, you gotta bottle it down deep
yeah,
down inside
yeah.
of you.
I
You
think
gotta never show your emotions,
that,
and you gotta be a stoic man. You know what I mean?
So wait, you mean that's not a good approach?
Oh shit!
Dan is just like, what have I been doing? Uh, but you know,
No, I mean I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was
Let's move
actually
on.
lucky enough that even
Name
my
three
friends that are
things you and
here.
your. Sorry, no, we've already done that.
Yo,
Okay,
let him talk.
okay, fuck me.
Huh? Wait, did
No,
I
I was
forget
just saying
about
that
you,
I'm lucky.
Dan?
No, you didn't forget. I was just saying something, and you're like, all right, name four things.
No,
No,
okay.
I was just going to say that I'm lucky enough that I don't really have this toxic masculinity around me.
Mm,
Which is
Please
good.
continue.
okay. For what in your life do you feel most grateful?
For the people that are in it, that help me in my darkest moments, and that are there to celebrate my brightest
Much
moments.
awesomeness.
Yeah.
For
Exactly.
me, it's the ability to be honest with myself, with everyone, and to move and perceive not perceive like follow my heart, follow what I really want to do.
Like the freedom to
There's a lot
do
of
that.
things to be grateful for, actually.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you spoke
Yeah.
at the same time.
Sorry, yeah.
What did you say?
Jamie, go first.
Oh, for what in my life do I feel most grateful? I am most grateful for the sun.
Mm.
Yay, Jamie
Yeah.
is plant.
Praise
No,
the sun.
no, I'm serious. I feel like we as a species will cease to function if we don't have natural sunlight.
I think so too. But then
Yeah.
again, maybe you would be
I'm
different
grateful for
somewhere else.
oxygen.
I'm grateful for food, especially good food. Which is one of what I was trying to say. Like, there's a lot of things I'm actually grateful.
I want to
It's such
apologize.
a
I'm just
What?
goofing around. What you are grateful for, Jamie, is actually interesting and philosophical. I felt like I'm getting a bit carried away with the fooling around, so I wanted to bring it up.
No, that's fine. I was
No, but
just thinking it because the day night cycle is how we kind of reset ourselves, and I'm curious as to what would happen to us if we lived underground and we just don't have that cycle anymore. Like, kind of like Fallout. What would that do to us? I feel like we can adapt to it, but in doing so, will we lose a bit of our humanity? I don't know.
yeah, but hold on. I gotta counter your approach with are we then now talking about if we are how we are now and then have to adapt to that scenario, how would we do it? Or if it's this is how it always was, and then naturally you would say due to evolution, what of whoever or whatever our precursors were would have already naturally adapted to that environment.
Oh,
So
yeah,
let's
yeah,
say
yeah. I
if
would.
life was to blossom on an ice planet, as unlikely as it is, because life requires heat and warmth and stuff, because that's a form of energy, then the primordial form of that life would have already adapted to survive and thrive in that environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was more thinking that we're experiencing a nuclear winter, and suddenly all of us need to get underground. And during that transitional period, all of us that had lived above ground this whole time suddenly need to go without sunlight. What would that do to us?
I guess the people who adapt the fastest would survive and thrive first, and those that fall behind get left behind.
Hmm.
The law of nature.
I've seen a video about people venturing down really deep caves where the trip is so long that it takes a couple of days, and what they say happens to their cycles is that it becomes longer and longer, and usually it goes up to 48 hours. Like you start to sleep, like you start to live on a 48 cycle or 48-hour cycle. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, technically, if you wanna, you can say like probably our eyes are gonna get bigger in order to be able to take in the lack of light. Um,
Will they? I feel like
probably,
they'll
yeah,
probably become more sensitive.
exactly. Like it's gonna get bigger because it needs to become more sensitive. Our skin are probably gonna get a lot lighter and probably thinner.
I don't know, but if you think about the mammals that currently live underground, they evolved to not have any eyes.
But they're different because they don't have
Yeah.
light.
And they were already evolved into that.
Ah.
You're
I
talking
don't think
about
we'll
like,
live in darkness, right?
nah, probably not. We'll find a way to have light because there's like lava vents and stuff. We will find a way. Our human engineer.
All right, we're getting we're getting into speculative biology.
What is wrong with me today? Ingenuity? Oh God, what is wrong with me today?
Bernard chose the 30-year-old body.
Oh man. Okay.
Ingenuity. What's the word? Help me, guys.
Ingenuity.
Ingenuity. There we go.
Okay.
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
Okay. Oh, the next question has to do with you, Bernard. If you could change anything
Oh.
about the way you were raised, what would it be?
Nothing, because I love the person I am now. Yeah, yeah.
I would.
I've learned.
Okay.
Hey, sorry, I'm not finished, Dad.
You sound
no,
like
no,
like a Karen.
sorry, like on a like genuinely, right? I actually do really like the person I am now. Of course, nobody is perfect. I could be a little bit richer. I could be a little bit stronger. I could be a little bit wiser. I could
Just
be
a
a
little
little
bit.
bit more like yeah, just before you hit the max cap, you know. I could have better skincare routine as I was younger. I could have better hair care routine as I was younger. But you know, it doesn't matter because now the present, it's the part which is most important because this is what I'm going through right now. I would say I'm wise enough to know what's important and what's not. I would say I'm healthy enough to know that all my functions are working, which I need. And I'm pretty grateful for that. So yeah, no,
So
for
the
all
answer
the
is
shit that
no.
I have to go through, yeah, for all the shit that I had to go through, I learned something from it.
Mm.
And I am who I am today now because of all the experiences I had. I mean, it also depends on what you take out of those experiences, right? Two people can come out from the same experience completely differently. And I'm also grateful for how I dealt with those experiences and what I took out of it. Though not always everything positive, but still, you know, it made me who I am today. And I would say I like who I am today. And yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
Okay. Well, we have
I would like. Yeah, no, never mind. I was gonna make a jokey answer, but I would like to remember the Euro million number for when it was million. But yeah, nah, it's all good.
Euro million.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. I've lost my train of thought.
I
It's
Okay.
like the gambling thingy.
Well, we have 18 minutes left. We're still on question.
Yes.
We're on question 10. Okay.
Screw the time.
Okay. Question 11 is to take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. I think we've already done that. Oh,
wait. We didn't answer the question, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes, yes.
I answered. Dan and Jamie haven't.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I feel like you've. Okay.
No.
Dan, you go. Dan, you go.
I would. You know what? I would change. The first thing that came to my mind. I would like for our relationship with my father to be like it is today. Today, it's much better than it was when he was when I was younger. When he was younger.
Mm.
Let's just keep it like that.
The same for me,
okay.
I think, because I was pretty much raised without my dad, and even then, he's not exactly the kind of not a father figure. I'm practically raised without a father figure, so I've always had to look for my own role models. Then I became really pessimistic in seeing the flaws in people, that there is no role model for me. But anyway, yeah, same as Dan. Uh, okay, life story, we can skip that because we kind of already know. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be?
What do you mean? Do you mean like physical, mental?
I think it would be within the realms of like natural power, like no superpowers, just something like a
Aw.
skill. Maybe you wake up and you can suddenly, play the piano. Um,
Hmm.
Having gained one ability, what would it be?
So it's a mental thing, like a skill or expertise, right?
It could be physical,
Or
I
is it a
guess.
physical?
Yeah, it could be something like, oh, you can now play you can now jump really high and play the basketball.
But nothing supernatural.
Yeah, something within the realms of our ability. Uh,
And
I
it just
Something.
go like that tomorrow.
Hmm.
would like to wake up having gained uh having having gained like a new language, like a new language system. So either something kind of like the Russian side of things or the Spanish side of things.
Or then you can go.
I'm still thinking.
All right. Well, if I'll go, then I would like to wake up tomorrow with all my brain cells that I killed refreshed, because you lose those and you don't get them back ever again, right? So
But
I
is
would
that
like all my.
supernatural?
No, it's not. Well, is it? Because you can kind of get like stem cell therapy to kind of like get
Mm.
some of it back, I guess.
But
But
then
if it, yeah,
okay.
say Jim.
But then you're assuming you had a lot to begin with. Okay, okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay. How about this? How about this? I would like to gain more
I don't think
brain
you
cells.
killed any of your brain cells, though.
I would like to approach
All
even
the
half of
alcohol,
what
all the brain
Jamie has.
trauma.
Hail,
Would
Jamie.
that change you as a person, though? Do
I
you think
don't
about it?
know.
If you think about it.
You'll become evil.
Okay, how about like this? Without changing myself as a person, I would like to gain as much brain cells as, I don't know, Albert
whale.
Einstein. Without it physically deforming my brain. This is such like a monkey paw kind of question, you know?
Yeah,
It's like when Jamie said about this language system, I was like, granted, but nobody else can understand you.
yeah. And I'm sitting here thinking this is like a devil's questions, and then
Yeah.
you're basically wishing for a brain tumor.
Oh man. But wasn't Albert Einstein like really terrible with his partner? Or wouldn't you inherit that as well?
That's why I included the clause without changing myself as a person.
Oh, but I was also thinking
Basically,
about a
yeah, I
skill or
was thinking
something.
like,
I would love to understand really well the like have super knowledge of all the geopolitical economical stuff of the world. That I think that's what I would want to.
oh, you know what? I think I'll just do something basic. Like I would like all my scars and micro fractures. I mean, scars are cool and shit, but like it leaves damage as well. Like I would like all my physical damages to be healed and my immune system to be refreshed and supersized, like supercharged. That would be cool. It's not supernatural. It's not impossible, but but
They
that would be
throw
cool. Like
they throw in Bernard in a place that is contaminated by viruses, and he's like a air freshener, but like for viruses,
exactly.
just destroys the
Exactly.
viruses by his immune system aura.
Exactly. And my immunity is like people who like microdose poisons and microdose venoms and stuff like that, like it's like super immune. Not scientifically impossible levels of immunity, but like extreme conditions reach of people from birth to the day they die, like microdosing poisons and shit. Like just like that. That would be cool. And all my like bone micro bone fractures and all that, like just completely healed. Like it's boom. Yeah. That'll be cool.
Okay.
So I guess I took the 30-year-old body instead of the mine.
Okay, wait, let's move on. If a
wait. Dan didn't answer.
I did.
Dan said he wanted
yeah.
to. Dan basically wants to be
super smart,
Peter's
yeah.
Ihan.
Geopolitical things, yeah.
He
Sorry,
wants.
my bad.
He's gonna be the guy.
I got used to Dan being ignored.
Okay. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know?
Oh. Uh, this is
I would
a
like to know
tricky
what's
one.
wrong with me.
Oh, what if you don't like your answer? You get.
Am I willing to accept that?
Oh, you know what? You know what? I think I would ask like I would say first like this is my goals for the future. How can I get there?
Hmm.
And the ball is like, yes.
I think it just tells
Like
you it just tells you
no,
the
it
truth. Like, what if you told the ball that, oh, okay, my goal is to have this amount of success, and it just says you're not gonna.
no no
That
no no
would be
no
sad.
no like
That's some
why
cheeky
you
ball. I would say, what if I
yeah
don't throw off you? What if I don't throw you out of the window? What would the
yeah.
answer be then?
And how many questions can you ask the ball?
I think it's just one
Like does
thing.
the ball just like shut down, or can you get somebody else to ask them for you a question? Like how omnipotent is the ball?
Okay,
How
for
omniscient
simplicity's
is the
sake,
ball?
it's a one use item. Okay, it breaks after one
Just
use.
poof, and disappears.
All right. I don't know. I guess I would like to know, like deep down, what how can I make my partner satisfied in life? I guess. Yeah.
Sexually, I mean.
Yes. 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 How
No,
can
no, no.
I?
Okay, wait, no,
What
no, no.
can I do
You guys are
to make
misconstruing
him
the question. Like,
shiver?
it's just it's to
It was
learn
just supposed to be
about
about us.
it's to learn about a fact. Like, this ball can tell you a fact about the future. It, and then
Boring
you can
ball.
ask it. But the question, assuming the future is already set, like it just tells you what would happen. So your question, what in this case, your question would have been, did I
How about
satisfy
how
my
about
partner sexually?
no no
Oh,
no?
oh,
How about what should I invest in that would make me
smart.
settled for life in the next 5 years?
Hmm. Okay, but what if it says you need to invest in something that has a really high buy-in price and you can't afford to buy in?
How high is high?
Like Nvidia?
No, but like give me
The
a,
whole
a
company.
monetary amount.
I have no idea. Okay, wait. We need we
Okay,
need
okay. I'll throw in the caveat with my current resources that is realistically possible, with no risk, no chance of defaulting. Boom.
Okay, Bernard just flexed. Dan, what would you want to know?
The investment sure sounds good, but let's try to, because they didn't came to my didn't come to my mind. But what did come to my mind? The first thing was really what is wrong with me. But oh, let's say like this:
Nothing. You're
will
amazing.
I, uh, mm, I guess will I be able to solve all the things that are wrong with me? And this is the second thing that came to my mind, but I'm
You
not really
could.
happy with this.
That's it. They don't tell you how.
It
Point.
You
consists of
can, but
no.
how? That's what you got to find out.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's
Uh,
predicting the future. Uh, like, hmm. Can you
I
tell me how my future will look like? Can I just ask it? What will my future look like in 20 years?
you can
And
just
then a picture of a grave appears.
yeah, I guess. I mean, it just
Like,
tells you a fact.
The worms are eating your flesh.
Um. Okay, wait. Is it my turn?
I
Yes.
guess.
I would ask if uh if if in the future we will run into aliens, like if we will discover
Oh,
extraterrestrial life.
wow. I love that question.
That is a cool question. Like,
That would
are there
redefine
aliens? How
humanity, I
far
think.
away are they? Yeah.
Right. Next question.
Or would it though? Or instead of like when would first contact be will be pretty cool as well.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What if we find out, but then the aliens want nothing to do with us? we just get friend zoned. It's like, oh, humanity's not that
And then your
exciting.
friend that is right beside you asks you how long how long does humanity has left for, and it's just 1 day extra.
That would be sad. Okay, we have 5 minutes left. We barely got through the
Ah,
question. Um, okay.
I mean, we could always continue this like another
Oh
time,
yeah,
like the next time. Yeah, I
cliffhanger.
would love to continue this. It's
Sure,
fun.
sure. Okay. What is is there something you've dreamt of doing for a long time, and why haven't you done it?
Oh,
There was
what?
a thing like that. The reason I haven't done it was because I basically made up borders and limits of myself that are not really there.
Mm, you've become realistic, you mean?
I guess lost some of my fears, and that allowed me to pursue my dreams. I guess let's
Ah.
say it like that.
Okay, so what is it?
Um,
What have you dreamt of doing, and why have or haven't you done it?
I dreamt of trying to work for
wait, wait,
myself.
wait, 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 wait. Oh, okay. I was just sorry. I was just thinking like, if he said it like that, like maybe he doesn't want to share it. Like, let's not pressure each other to say
Ah,
things we don't want to talk about.
uh, I didn't want to share it a little bit, but not uh, mostly because I felt like it's a bit of a shallow answer. I don't know why. But anyways, let me finish it. So
Okay.
I was like all the time since maybe I was 18, maybe even earlier. I was having this image that like having my own business is something good and something that I should do. But for a long time, it was just something like you wished for. And recently, I went through a pretty sad part of my life, and it kind of broke me a little bit, but in a good way. I It helped me get loose of
What was it?
some of the. It's a very long list, and and it's not formed. Well, maybe no, it's not a long list, but I feel like it would take way too long to talk
Oh.
about it. But basically, I had some fears. I had too much inertia in my life, and at one point, I just realized, what am I doing? Like, I have limited time. I should try to do what I can if I can do it. I mean, I should try to do what I want if I can do it.
That's honestly
Just
that's how
Mm.
I feel as
shortly.
well. Just the feeling of feeling lost, and every time that there would come a time where I would have this moment of clarity, knowing that I have limited time left, and that's all the reason why I should pursue the thing that I want to. But then a couple days after that, I'm yet reminded
How
of how,
restricted you are.
yes, how
Mm.
these options are not entirely realistic, and the price I
Mm.
would have to pay for it. Anyway, um, is there something I've dreamt of doing for a long time? Why haven't I done it? Yes. Uh, the one thing that I have dreamt of doing since I was very young, really, I have always wanted to somehow eliminate, things like human trafficking, uh, women being sold, children being used, abused sexually, like all these injustices in the world. Wanted to somehow lessen it, mitigate it, or even eliminate it. And just because I've felt that injustice my whole life, and why haven't I done it? Because I cannot. It's not possible. I That's one of the sobering moments of growing up, is that we grew up in an era where we aspire to be better. We millennials been told that you work hard, then you get a decent life, and then progress would be made, and then we'll somehow detach, or we'll somehow move beyond our feudal, war waging past as a species, and then we'll enter something anew, like a new civilization, a new kind of humanity. Then to grow up into a world where I realize we haven't really changed and we will not really change. There will always be injustice, there will always be pain and suffering, and it's the same show being played, just with different flavors and different technology.
Damn.
I disagree. I feel like the
I
world
also
is
disagree.
improving and is getting better. At the same time, maybe we're way too much informed of all the bad things that are going on. Because if you look at the statistics, we're actually doing better than we
Yeah.
did. I think for the most of it.
Although somebody I know would argue that there's actually more slaves now than in the past because of the just how much the percentage of slaves might have fallen, but just
Mhm.
because the human population is so big that even though it might be a lower percentage, the actual numbers are still higher now than in the past.
Yeah,
Well, I
but
mean, that's not a fair way to look at it.
Yeah, I guess because the percentage is falling, I would say, right?
then
Yeah.
it's a very it's a very subjective question, right? Like, do you
I'm
find
just giving an example.
would you say a
Yeah.
life as, let's say, okay, humanity, most of us have been farmers, right? Would you say a life as a farmer is more fulfilling
haven't.
than a life as a factory worker now in China on an assembly line facing tariffs?
I would say so, yeah. I would say so.
I
think it would.
personally, in many ways, I don't know. Maybe we're just spoiled because we've had that. Mostly a lot of people had to struggle with medicine back in the day, right? There was a lack of medicine, lack of hygiene, lack of all these things that are basic human quality of life. But the struggle of working for a lord hasn't really changed, and so it's up
Yeah.
to you how to define. I don't know. Like,
You know,
yeah.
my perception of the time when we mostly were farmers, I'm thinking about like before the industrial revolution, I guess. I mean, I'm sure in the industrial revolution had some horrible stuff, and slavery is horrible. But thinking about a farmer and a factory worker in China, uh, I think about old books
Mhm.
where they will sometimes drop phrases like, and then an old lady of 33 years old comes into the into the room, and then
Hmm.
you understand how must have been the life not so
Yeah,
good
yeah,
since
but then again,
you call someone 33 years old an old lady.
but that's the thing, right? Like, it's so very difficult to compare. Nowadays you can slave away at a very low paying job in Asia, but you can still afford food. You can still live, right? A lot of food, despite being unhealthy, it's still cheap. There are cheap options for food, whereas people back in the day, if you live in the middle of nowhere and there's just bad weather for the year, then goodbye. You will lose a couple of children. There just won't be enough food. So
Yeah.
I know, but taking the Timu factory worker and the farmer as an example, let's just say it like this. Right now, I fantasize about being self-sustaining farmer,
Hmm.
but I never fantasized about being a Timu factory worker.
Yeah, I guess the question should be phrased like this.
You don't?
Let's say if being a farmer and a factory worker will both give you enough in life. You will be paid enough, you will have a good living. And you're in a situation where you can afford not to work, but you have the option of choosing between farming or factory working on an assembly line. Most people would
I still
choose
prefer
farming.
farming because I'm outside. Yeah, you're out there. You're being physically active.
Feel like
Uh,
farmer will be more
yeah,
entrepreneurial.
and
Okay.
maybe more fun. I
If
guess
if,
I
if
don't know.
I'm thinking about it from a modern perspective, then yeah, farmer, because it's not the same as a
Mhm.
middle-aged farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
why are you playing Factorio and you're not playing Farmville?
Farmorio.
My goodness.
Stardew Valley.
Okay.
I am playing Stardew Valley.
I heard that
We played it for a while.
the creator of Stardew Valley, or the team behind it, made the amount of money they made, like, it's kind of insane. If you look at indie game development, that it really is a gamble. Like, you either earn nothing from the years of the hours you put into one game, uh versus, if you do succeed, how, like, you become a millionaire. Like, you become, no, sorry, you become a billionaire. I heard that the creator of Terraria, when he first started, he was pretty much a solo
Hey
dev.
guys, sorry
Oh,
to
yeah, you have to
interrupt,
go. You
but
have
I
to go.
really gotta bounce.
Mm.
It's
Right.
been fun. Can we continue this
Yes, we are
next time?
on question
Easy.
14. We still have so much to go, but we'll come
Perfect.
back next time. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're also on Spotify. If you'd like to check us out, leave a subscribe, a like, or a comment down below, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thanks for
See you next
listening.
time. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.